think we're live.
You think we're live?
I think so. Don't know.
Well.
Hello and welcome to Luthiers Question Time, episode 28.
Sound a bit more enthusiastic.
Says you, Mr. over there, going, oh, like 30 seconds before the stream started.
Cut a lot of wood up. Naked.
Hello, Thomas. Hello, Anthony. How you guys doing? We've got a bunch of questions to answer.
Yes.
We also have some prizes to draw. A prize to draw.
A prize. Of course, it's the start of a month.
Yes. And then we have the prize for next month to announce.
I don't know what it is. I hope you know what it is.
It's a digital nut.
Digital
nut thingy bob. You know the one. The slot depth measurer.
Nice.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Cool.
Something like that.
All right, one of those. So, shall we do the prize first?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
This is for our members, our people that have
Yes, people that have our subscribers to the thing. Look, there's lots.
Lots of them.
I'm just going to press it.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. And the winner is Dav Thomas.
Congratulations, Dav. You've won a Guitar Care goodie bag?
That's the one.
Yes.
Yep.
I was right.
I think.
Wonderful.
There we go. Almost up on Anthony, but not quite.
Almost.
All right. Questions.
Questiones.
Shall we? So we got 3 here, and then Tom has texted me like 2 more. So should we go through these? Do you want to do this one first? Because I'm not entirely sure on the answer.
Oh right, so you give it to me.
Well,
thank you.
Well, I was going to test it almost on the stream, if you can mix them.
Almost. Well, we've got a question from Vern. Hello, I was told that these shots, I assume I mean our stunning stain shots,
Concentrate,
won't mix with shellac. Is this true? It's just a few drops into an 8-ounce mixing jar. Anywhere where the shots mixed with acetone or is water the only medium, can I mix them with your penetrating oil? Well, I think you can mix them in with shellac because shellac is alcohol-based, at least in its mixed up form.
Yep.
So one would assume that you can.
Yes. There is only one way to find out, and that's to try it.
Test. But it should do, because shellac is dissolved down in alcohol, and stains are alcohol-based.
Yeah. Whether it mixes with acetone?
It will probably also mix with acetone.
Do that.
Yeah, solvent.
Penetrating oil.
Equally, you can do water. You know, that's our standard water-based stains. Penetrating oil, I'd probably say not, because it's oil.
I'm not sure.
Just separate out.
Yeah.
So I'd say no to the oil, but the others should all be good. How much of a difference it will make to the shellac, I don't know. It probably kind of, well, I don't know.
There's only one way to find out, and that's to do some tests.
Yes.
Always do some tests.
But it should mix in. How effective it will be, I don't know, but it will mix in.
Yep.
So yes, that's that one.
Cool. One done. Shall I do this one? This one is, can I be cheeky and ask for some advice? I am at the point where I need to carve the neck. I've been putting it off for as long as possible because I'm so nervous about messing it up. My neck thickness is approximately 26.5 at the moment. It's a Fender style neck. The plan is to put a slight taper on the thickness. The internet suggests around 19.5 to 20 mil at first fret, 23 at 12. But I'm not going to fixate too much on hitting exact numbers. So my question is around the best way to achieve the thickness taper. And then I guess these are the questions. 1, mark the depth down the length of the neck at 1st and 12th fret, and then use a rasp thickness the neck so it's approximately flat, then mark for faceting. Rasp to depth at 1st and 12th, and then join the 2 points again to achieve a flat finish to allow for faceting. Carve the neck parallel using faceting, and then add the taper last using files and sandpaper. So
don't do that one.
Don't do that one. The way we do it, if your total neck thickness is 26.5, right? That means you've got at least like 3 to 6 mil to play with. So if it's a square blank,
that's probably to the top of the fretboard, like in the middle of the fretboard, if you're using calipers.
yeah, that's fine.
I mean, usually we measure from the side of the fretboard.
Yeah, but I mean, the difference between the centre and the side of the fretboard is like, what, a mil, maybe?
Yeah.
Depends on your radius. Yeah. But, yeah, measure from the side of your fretboard. Basically draw it on the side of your neck. So just measure from the top of the fretboard down to 20 mil, do a mark at first fret, and then do the same thing at 12th, but down to 23, draw a line, and then bandsaw off as much as you can, as much as you feel comfortable. Obviously don't go over the line. And then we normally go onto the big belt sanders and just sand to the line, but if you don't have one of those, you could rasp down to that line. Trying to keep it flat might be tricky, but it's doable. If you don't have one of those sanders, I would say you could probably rasp down to that line, and then you can facet, and then you can.
You want to kind of make sure, if you're measuring it as you go, you want to make sure you have the correct depth in the middle.
Yes.
That's the only bit that's going to be left afterwards.
Yeah.
So as long as that middle strip's kind of to the correct widths and flat, then you're good.
Yes. Yes. Also, I mean, we go over this in the S-type building course, but it is basically what we just said, but with a sander instead of rasping down to the line. So,
yes.
Yeah, if you're going to rasp down to the line, just be very careful about keeping it flat.
Yeah, as possible.
Before you're doing the faceting, and then move on to your faceting.
Yeah.
And you should be all good. I think that's that one answered.
Yep.
Right, next one. Hi, I'm Filippo. Hello, Filippo. And I'm building my first electric guitar. Now I'm finished with all the shape-related passages, and I need to finish and colour the build. Since I saw a few videos on your YouTube, I would like to ask a few advice on how to do this passage. Maple neck, my idea is to give it a specific colour and do the upper side of the headstock black. I would prefer a satin finish. Mahogany body, I love its reddish tone, so I only need to put some protective layer. My doubts regard the products to use and a few tips. So basically, you want to know how to finish a mahogany body and a maple neck. Okay, but protective layer and satin finish are the two. So with a maple neck, to give it a colour, stains is the way to give it a colour. Obviously, you can do black on the front of the headstock, and you could do whatever colour you want on the back of the neck. Satin finish. Now, your options are, if you want a super thin finish, you can do like the oil and the wax. Yeah, that gives you a nice satin finish. I would also suggest that before you put the stain on, you raise the grain, because if you don't raise the grain before you put the stain on, then the stain is gonna raise the grain, and then you're gonna have a really fluffy neck, and you're gonna have to sand it back anyway, and then it's not gonna be nice and smooth for your satin finish. Mahogany body. Now you say protective layer, so that makes me think that you want a lacquer of some kind to give it more of a protective layer. So if you're going to keep it natural, then I mean, it's whether you want the finish to be flat or whether you don't mind the grain showing up or not, because you can use rattle cans, spray cans to provide a protective layer of lacquer over the top to seal it in. Whether you want a fully flat finish or not, if you want a flat finish, you're going to want to put grain fill in there and then sand it back and then go over the top with a lacquer, which I do talk about in our rattle can finishing course as well.
Yes.
God, I'm Mr. Salesman today. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. If you have any more, Ricky told me to talk to you about the community on the...
community.
I don't actually have the page up currently.
Yes.
I don't actually know how to get to it. So, on the Guitar Building Academy website, when you get on there, there is a community page where we have logins and we are free to answer questions in there, and also we can answer them on the stream as well if there are any. I'm going to see. Oh, I can log in. Nice.
Wonderful.
And then once I've logged in, I can switch the screen and I can show you what I'm talking about. Is that one?
Yes. Being very slow.
The internet is being very slow.
There we go.
And then that one.
T.
So if I do that, hopefully it's not showing any personal information about our login.
Nope.
But yeah, apparently this login, which is you, you've missed all these updates, Sam. Terrible.
Yep.
Mine are all gone because I've read all of them. It's shocking. But yes, feel free to, if you're a member, come in here and ask some questions, and we will endeavour to answer them. And Sam will type.
Oh no.
No.
What did you say?
I was going to say I'm a loser. No.
Oh right.
Oh right. But anyway,
You get the idea though.
you get the idea.
It's a
nice
community of people.
Yes.
Ask questions too.
Anthony said, anyone attending the Bristol Guitar Show on the 14th?
Nope.
No, not this year. No, I haven't done it for the last couple of years either. But no, not this year, I'm afraid.
No.
Sorry. Right, let's have a look at the other questions I got messaged. He's asking me more questions again. Okay. How do I fix a dent on a high gloss finish? And how do I fix one on a natural finish? So high gloss, how you fix a dent on a high gloss finish is...
Well, it depends what the finish
depends
is.
what the finish is. If it's nitro or poly, they're going to be two different answers.
Yes.
And it's also going to depend how deep the dent goes, whether the dent goes through the lacquer or whether it goes into the wood as well, and whether there's a colour coat underneath that is also damaged. So if it's just a chip and it's down to the wood, but the wood is the same colour and it's a poly finish, you can use super glue.
Yep.
If it's a nitro finish, you can use nitro lacquer because it should melt the lacquer around it. If it's gone down and into the wood, that's when it starts getting tricky and you have to start colour matching.
Yeah.
Colour matching the paint, and then you can work back up through either the nitro lacquer or the. It's probably more difficult on poly, I would say.
Yeah.
Because nitro melts into the surrounding lacquer, so you can kind of get away with just painting nitro colour in there, and it'll be fairly similar, and then painting, letting that dry, and then nitro clear over the top, and just building up the layers, and then flat sanding it.
Yeah.
Whereas with poly, it's a bit trickier. You can get in there with a paintbrush with the right colour, and then you can go back over with like super glue or like something similar.
Super glue is probably the best.
Super glue is, yeah, just don't accelerate it.
No.
Because it goes all bubbly and cloudy and stuff. But you also have, it probably will be way more noticeable than a nitro fix.
Yes, definitely.
As for like a natural finish, if you've got a dent, you can use steam, the power of steam, which has powered our entire planet for hundreds of years. Everything is just steam.
Hot air.
Yeah, but so soldering iron, wet paper towel. There you go.
Be careful not to. You don't want to burn the wood.
You don't want to burn the wood, so I normally fold it at least like 3 or 4 times.
Make sure it is wet because it will obviously evaporate off in steam.
Yes.
As you try and get the dent out.
Yes, but so the steam will kind of essentially you're raising the grain.
Well, it depends if the dent's broken the grain. It's not really going to work. If it's only it's dented and not crushed it, then
Yes.
it will usually spring back out. If
Yeah.
it's just compressed it, but it's when it actually breaks
Yeah.
and crushes the grain.
That's going to be more difficult.
Not going to want to go back.
No, it isn't. I hope that answers that question. And then what else has he said? Well, the difference between the process of applying coats of poly versus nitro. How do I prep? How long do I leave it? Where should I store it? Does nitro risk cracking if left outside? That's a lot of questions, Tom. A lot of questions. So the difference processes between applying poly and nitro. For me, anyway, poly I like to do 4 coats, let it dry, knock it back a little bit, 4 more coats.
You need to key it. If it's not wet.
If it's not, you need to key it up between the coats for sure.
Otherwise it will delaminate.
Nitro, you don't necessarily need to key it up because it just melts into the previous layer.
But you want to be careful not to get greasy fingerprints all over it.
Yes, that can be bad.
That can be a bad time.
Yes. Nitro, I find it harder to know I've put enough on because it melts into the previous layer.
Do you?
A little bit. Like I've got for poly, I've got the process where I'm like, right, 4 coats, let it dry, knock it back, 4 more coats, knock it back, then it's flat sand above time. Whereas with nitro, it's like, I've put on 8 coats. Is that enough?
I mean, I'll generally do
20 coats enough?
I'll generally do up to 5 coats at a time.
Yeah.
No one can agree on how long to leave it between coats. I leave it about half an hour.
Half an hour
between
to an hour,
coats, so that the solvent can flash off and evaporate.
Yeah.
And
Depends on
then
the weather as well.
Yeah, 5 coats a day.
For how many days?
Well, I'll aim for, if we're talking about like clear coat, I've done it before with 4.
4 days?
No, 4 coats of clear coat.
Oh, that's really thin.
Yeah. But I think generally you want like 8 to 10.
And if you're doing...
Because you've got to remember, like, the vast majority of nitro is solvent and it will flash off.
Yes.
So a lot of what you spray onto the guitar will evaporate.
It evaporates, yeah.
It's not like poly where it's all going on.
Poly goes on much thicker.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then, you want to leave it like a minimum of 2 weeks.
Yeah, a couple of weeks for sure.
And it'll probably sink. You'll probably find it'll sink in over that time.
Yes, it does.
But yes, and you probably want to be careful, especially if it's in winter, and you've not got good insulation wherever you're spraying. It will likely check, and you'll have a bad time spraying it in the first place if you've not got good insulation, because it will bloom if there's a lot of water in the air.
I talk about this on the Rattle course as well.
Yeah, it will go cloudy, at which point if you've got a spray gun set up you can use retarder thinner, but
non-bloom thinners.
Non-bloom, same stuff.
Same kind of thing.
And that will help.
Yeah, essentially the bloom is just moisture trapped between the coats, right? And so the only way to get it out is to kind of spray more to get it to melt so that it kind of comes out again. What else did he say? Where should I store it? Does nitro risk cracking if left outside? I mean, I wouldn't leave it outside.
No, I wouldn't leave it outside.
Don't leave it outside. Store it. I mean, I would say that if you store it somewhere warm, it'll flash off slightly quicker.
Does it not mean the actual finishing products for cans of?
I thought you meant the body, like what we're spraying. Where do you store? I mean, we could talk about where you store both of those if you want.
If I were storing like storing the body,
where would you store the body?
In a freezer. Probably inside, not in your bedroom because it will continue to evaporate off solvents.
Yes.
And make you high as a kite.
Yes.
But preferably somewhere warmish. It'll just help it dry.
Yes.
Yes, nitrocellulose is very flammable. Very flammable. So you want to, if at all possible, if you've got a little fire cabinet or something, then there. If not, you want to keep it in your shed outside of your house.
Yeah, don't keep it in your house. Nitro or poly for best finish? I mean, best is subjective.
So I'd say nitro. He'd say poly.
I mean, not necessarily. It depends. Because I find that nitro is a lot easier to buff and get shiny. Poly kind of holds its scratches way more, in my opinion. But that might be because when you're buffing nitro, it kind of heats up a bit and it's almost kind of melts it together. Obviously, you don't want to leave it on too long and melt through it, but
I prefer it just because it's a thinner finish. It looks less plasticky to me.
it does look less plasticky, yeah.
It just looks better.
But
It feels nicer.
Basically, most guitars, most big manufacturers will be doing poly unless like they're the higher end models. I mean, Gibson do nitro, but we suspect that they use like a catalyzed nitro.
Yeah, highly plasticized, catalyzed.
Catalyzed nitro because
they've got to crank them out.
because they can't.
Short space of time.
Yeah, they can't be waiting 2 weeks for a guitar.
Well,
to
I mean,
cure.
they do wait because if you've seen on their factory video, they've got that like
Yeah, they've got the massive roof
spinny
thing. Yeah.
but
But I don't think they're waiting weeks for them.
no,
I think probably be a couple of days, maybe.
not sure.
Yeah, nitro poly is which one's best is subjective. Nitro is the best to fix.
Yeah, and also
By
flat
far.
sanding. Like if you go through poly, you're going to see the lines.
Yes.
Between
Yeah.
between the
Whereas
coats.
because nitro blends into itself, it's a lot easier to fix any issues with. Poly, this is why I'm like, right, I do 4 coats, let it dry, 4 more coats, because then I know there's enough on, I'm not going to sand through. If you thread the needle of how much poly have I put on, I'm not sure, I'm flat sanding it, and then you go through, bad times, you got to sand it all off and start again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the big thing with poly is making sure that there is enough on your guitar.
Plaster it on.
Absolutely whack it on. I mean, Fender do, and like all the big companies absolutely whack it on.
Yeah.
Like if you've ever tried to take finish off a guitar, like one of those guitars, you might as well do it with a hammer and a chisel. Sanding it off, you're just there for donkey's years trying to sand it off.
Cool.
Cool. I think we have answered
a lot.
bunch of questions.
Good. Yes, next month's prize for the subscribers is a digital slotting
nut gauge, yes.
which is very cool and very in demand.
are.
A 14-day free trial on our thingies.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's still there, yeah.
Yeah.
And I used the digital nut slot gauge on the nut slotting course.
Good.
I've sold 3 of my courses today. Where
Well
are your
done.
courses, Sam?
Non-existent.
One day Sam will finish a course and put it on the website.
Absolutely.
But it is not this day.
Not this day. So
yes.
yeah, that's
Cool.
a lot for today.
Yeah.
We will see you maybe DGD live stream tomorrow, but if not,
Yeah.
next Thursday, same
Yes.
time, same place.
Okay. Enjoy making sawdust, everyone.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Oh. I have a small chip on my first guitar, cheap Epi SG. My immediate thought wasn't, oh no, I've damaged it. It was, holy moly, how much paint is on this thing? Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's almost like the cheaper the guitar, the more lacquer there is on it. Just,
Yes.
yeah. But yes.
Okay,
there is a
bye.
lot. All right.